Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an oil change on my 2008 Toyota Highlander, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Okay, so the dash has been telling me I need to service engine soon, so let's go ahead and do that. Pop the hood. Okay, so what I've done is I've went ahead and I got the right oil, so I got the 5W20, and I got Mobile 1 version. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that oil. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the dipstick out a little bit. I'm also going to open the oil filler. And what I've done is I've let the car sit for approximately 30 minutes to cool it off a little bit. Let's see how the access is going to be for oil. Not very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack it up a little bit. And there's a jacking point right inside here. So I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, it appears that I can change the oil fairly easily. Here's the drain plug. I have plenty of room. And here's the oil filter access point. So it looks like everything is going to be able to be done really easily. All right, so I'm going to get looks like about a 14 millimeter, might be 13 millimeter. We'll check. Okay, it is a 14 millimeter. Where is it? 14 millimeter. It's a 14 millimeter. And for this oil filter, I had to purchase the oil filter wrench because I've never done it before. So it actually says right here, it says cap type Toyota 14. And on the back it says Highlander 2008 and on. So that's exactly what I have. I have a 2008 Highlander. So we're going to open this up and drain out the oil and get started. Okay, so I am going to jack the truck up for better access because it's on a slight slope downward. So I'm going to remove this panel. Removing panel, and this will give me access to the jack point, which is right here. Okay, make sure you're aligned because you don't want to break anything. And that should give me plenty of access to do what I need to do. Okay, let's get everything in position. All right, I'm going to drain the oil first. I've put jack stands under to make sure that in case something happens, it doesn't hurt me. All right, so just get this 14 millimeter on there, take it loose, get all the oil out of this. Have a rag standing by. Now, one reason why I jacked it is because I need the truck level while I change the oil. That way it all drains out. And number two, when I fill it, I need it to be filled to correct level, and you do that on level ground. So that's the second reason. This is kind of a full container here. Hopefully it'll fit in there. If not, I can use an old oil can. but there's a lot of oil. So the Toyota method of taking oil filter off is slightly different than any other car that I've dealt with. So that's why I'm kind of new to this one. Basically, we're gonna have to take a center plug out, and then we're gonna take the main filter housing out. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, so when the oil is finished draining, it's just about drained, go ahead and clean off your oil fill bolt, and also clean off the hole for the engine, and place the drain bolt back in carefully, and do not cross thread. All right, get it in there. And when you put it on, you actually don't need to put it on extremely tight. Once it stops, once the bolt stops right here, just go just a little bit more, maybe 1/32 of a turn. You can feel it stop. Don't try to keep going, because it's a good seal the way it is. Now, let's move on to the oil filter. Okay, the oil filter has a plug, and the reason for that is so you can drain the remaining oil before you pull the whole housing off. So go ahead and get an extension, if it fits. If you need a longer one, get a longer one. Get that extension in there, and take that plug out. All right, once you break the initial torque, you're gonna pull that off, and 9 times out of 10, there's probably a little bit of oil in there, and there was. Okay, get that right there. Okay, now what this thing does is it purges the rest of the oil out. See, when you push that, you got to push it in there. it appears to make more of a mess than what it's worth, but that's how you're supposed to do it. Now, there's an O-ring that you've just bypassed with that, and what it does is it tends to get stuck on that piece of plastic that comes with the new oil filter. This is the only time you're going to use that piece of plastic. And we'll just go ahead and let that drain. Okay, it's done draining for the most part. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that piece of plastic out. Just pull it. And the O-ring stayed in there. I'm going to show you where it's going to be. So go ahead and get your trusty wrench that you bought. Get that wrench. Make sure it's on there. Make sure it seats on there good. Okay, you're gonna put your wrench in there, and then you're gonna loosen it, and it's gonna come off. There's probably gonna be a little bit of oil. All right, there you go. Kind of spin it off. See, a little bit of oil's coming out. It's okay. All right, now that's coming out with the old canister in there. And we got an O-ring here we got to take off, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in a bit. All right, let's get this oil filter changed out. All right, so as you can see, you got the old one. Go and pull that out. Pull that out, and see how it's dirty, really dirty. Yep, for sure. Dump the rest of that oil in your container there. All right, we're gonna need to get this off of the filter housing somehow. I'm probably just gonna tap it off of there, and there we go. So it just needed a little tap. All right, the O-ring is missing, the O-ring I told you about. So where is it? It's right here. Get this O-ring and get it out of there. We're gonna put a new one on there. Now notice how dirty that is. Let's go ahead and clean that. Use a rag, use something to clean that off with. I use old t-shirts that don't fit anymore, or the kids don't use anymore. I keep them. Use a paper towel also to get all that dirt off. That dirt could cause a bad sealing surface. So get as much of it off as you can. Also, there's an O-ring right here. Never reuse these O-rings, even if they do seem nice. Go ahead and get it off of there. I would not recommend using a screwdriver to get that out with, because this is if you make a scratch on this surface, it could possibly leak, and you'd have to repair the scratch somehow with sandpaper, and you don't want to do all that. Clean the surface. Okay, clean it. Look inside, see if there's any dirty things in there. Kind of get it clean for the most part. May as well. All right. Nice. Okay, everything's clean for the most part. Now, what you want to do is put your new filter. It doesn't say this end down or this end up or anything like that. So slide it over, and there's a little springiness to it, so that's how you know you got it all the way down. I put the O-rings over here. I took them out. All right, here they come in the new. All right, so take the big O-ring, put it over. Just work it over that, being careful not to twist it. So inspect it, make sure it's uniform. Twist, turn it side to side on there to see if it's good to go. Now, take some of the old oil and coat that new O-ring with some of that oil, just like that. Now, the other one, you're gonna put it in here. So go ahead and clean that surface out. Put that O-ring right in here. Again, let's get a little bit wet with engine oil. Okay, it's being a little pain. Okay, get a little wet with engine oil right around the top. Being a pain, isn't it? It won't stay in its home. All right, now as you place this over it, you're going to twist that down by hand. Now we're going to torque it down later. It's going to get torqued to 10 foot-pounds, which is going to be about 120 inch-pounds. All right, but secure it like that first. You have everything ready. Keep it clean, and go ahead and hand thread it into the truck at this point. All right, as we thread it in there, you're going to be very careful, okay, never to cross thread anything. So get it in like so, and get it turning just like so. All right, now once it comes in contact with that red O-ring we just put, it's going to give you a little bit of resistance, and keep turning until you can't turn it anymore. It's going to stop. It's not done yet. It's still turning. Okay, there, it stopped. All right, once you have it stop, use this. This is going to torque everything to 10 foot-pounds or 120 inch-pounds. There we go. I just torqued it. So it should be tight. Everything should be tight like that. All right, you don't need to force that in. You don't need to force this on with a lot of force. You don't need a whole lot of force on this bolt right here. It's only 10 foot-pounds, which isn't much. All right, we're gonna use our oil. Go ahead and fill it, because we've replaced our drain plug. We have torqued our oil filter. Go ahead and fill this. I'm gonna show you where to fill it to. You don't want to get rid of all the oil. You want to leave about 2 quarts in there. I'm going to show you why. All right, take a peek down below the truck. Take a peek, see if you're leaking at all. You could start to leak if you did something wrong. No leaks yet. All right, as you can see, the level, I have about 2 quarts. I'm gonna wait, because I think this takes four and a half quarts. I'm not real sure. We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and check the level on our dipstick. Pull it all the way out. I already had it out earlier. Stick it down in there, and as you can see, there's no oil on the dipstick yet. So go ahead and keep adding oil. All right, I have about 4.5 quarts in there now. Let's see. Okay, it's at the bottom mark. The oil is at the bottom mark, as you can see. All right, what I want you to do is fill it to where it's at the top mark. Okay, I've added another 1/4 quart. I'm gonna check again. It's very important you don't overfill. Okay, it's made it up. It's made it up to about here. So it's about halfway between, it's a little lower than halfway between the two dots. What we're gonna do this time is we're gonna wait and we're gonna check it again. So it takes it a minute to make it down. There's a bunch of oil passages. Okay, it's slightly less than half at this point. Excuse me. And I'm just gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna wait a minute and see how much oil drains down into that dipstick. All right, let's check it again. I haven't added any oil yet. I just waited about a minute. Okay, it's almost exactly half on the dipstick. So we're gonna add the rest of this oil. We might need more than 5 quarts, which would be a first for me. All right, added all 5. Interesting. All right, and we'll wait another minute to let it drain into the oil pan. Okay, it's been about a minute. Let's check the oil one more time, all the way down. And it looks like we're to the top mark. Well, no, we're still a little over halfway, as you can see. So I'm gonna need another quart of oil. Well, it's making its way up. It's making its way up. We'll just wait another couple of minutes. All right, let's check it one more time. All right, it made it up to about here on the dipstick. It needs to come to here. So I'm gonna go to the store and get 2 more quarts of oil. Okay, it's been about an hour. I'm back from AutoZone. So let's have a look to see where the level is right now. And it's right here where my fingernail is. And as you can see, it still needs about a quart. So let's add 1 quart. Actually, I'm adding about a 1/2 quart. Let's try that. I did a quick internet search on the way and it said it takes 6.4 quarts and I only put 5 in. So that is a significantly big amount of engine oil. I've never had an engine take that much oil before. So it's very surprising to me. All right, so that's good. It is, let me check it one more time. Okay. It is on the top nub right now, which is good. So that's about 5.5 quarts. I think the 6.4 is completely dry engine without any engine oil. So let's see how it is. So what I'm gonna do now is, since it's at the top mark, I'm gonna start the engine. I'm gonna start the engine, let the engine oil run through it. I'm also gonna check for leaks. Then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna check the oil after about 1.5 minutes and see where it is, because right now there's a lot of air in the system. There's some air pockets, so we're gonna get rid of that, and hopefully it'll be right at the top mark, maybe a little bit below the top mark. Okay, so when you start your car for the first time after just replacing the engine oil, you want to check to see if the oil light goes out. So the oil light is right here, if you can see it. Let's see if it goes out. Ooh, it didn't like it. Okay, it's out. It made a sound, but that's okay. All right, let's have a look. See if we have any leaks underneath. It's important to check right now. No oil leaks, no drips. Very good. Very good. Let the engine idle. Let it idle for about 1 minute, and then we'll switch it off for about 2 minutes and recheck the engine oil level. Okay, let's check after the engine has been sitting about 2 minutes. And our engine oil is right at the top mark. It looks to be that. Let me check it one more time. All the way down and all the way up. Actually, no, it's right here. It's way at the bottom. All right, we'll add more. Okay, added the rest of that last quart. We're gonna give it about 2 minutes to drain down in there. So I'm reluctant to put it at 6.4 quarts. I'm gonna check it right now, completely 6. It's really important that you guys also change it on level ground. Now, if I could show you, this truck is level. I can't really show you, but it's level with the horizon right now. And the only way to do that is to jack the front of the car up. So it's important to have a level ground whenever you add oil. Because you see how my driveway is a slope, it goes down, and it still goes down a little bit. But right here, this is more or less level with the horizon. Okay, giving it a little bit of time to drip down. You can't be too impatient. You have to stick with it, because it's very important to get it at the right level. Now, if you look, it's at the right level. So it's right here where my finger is. It can use a little bit more, to be honest, and I will give it to it. So I'm gonna give it 6.4 quarts. Okay, hopefully last oil check. Clean dipstick. All right, all the way down, all the way up. All right, yes, it is right at the perfect area. Okay. All right, so we got it filled at the proper level. Now to clean the engine coat off. So right now it has a service engine soon light on. So I'm gonna show you how to turn that off as well. Okay, to reset the service engine soon light, you're gonna turn the key to the 2nd position and wait for the lights to come on the dash. Then you have to make sure it says trip A right here. All right, turn it off, all the way off. Then what you'll do is you'll hold the odometer reset button. Actually, I'm gonna hold it with this one so you can see. holding the odometer reset button. And again, flip it to the second position. And as you can see, the 4 lights are going out, and then it went to 0. And then now it's good. So the service engine soon light will be out next time. All right, ready? Maintenance required light is now off. All right, so you've done it. Congratulations. So now we have to button up everything and down jack the vehicle. Okay, make sure engine oil cap is on. Make sure the dipstick is down. Remove the jack stands. Make sure there's no leaks. There wasn't any leaks. All right, let's replace the maintenance pan here. All right, there's a little area that goes in. Then you line up the screw holes, the bolt holes, what have you, and install. Again, you don't need to install this extremely tight, but it does need to be secure. Okay, tighten it down. All right, not too hard. All right, perfect. Enjoy your new oil change for however many miles it takes for the light to come back on again. All right, join us next time on I Just Fix It Myself. We'll do something else.